Welcome to episode number 14 of this Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. And today I'm also playing my Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro. It's episode number 14, like I just said, and like it says in the title, there's a playlist for the entirety of this series. If you haven't seen the playlist yet for this series, which has this episode plus the last 13 episodes in it, that playlist will be in Eye in the Sky in the top right corner, or the playlist of the series will be in the Eye in the Sky in the top right hand corner right up here. There should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video, or there should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video. As you can see, it's Vinny J right there, number 9 with the Seattle Kraken. As you can see on the screen over there, it says just simulate day, and it says we're in the off season. That is not true. We're not in the off season. In the last episode, spoilers, in 3, 2, 1, we beat the Golden Knights in the second round. In the last episode, we played Game 4, lost Game 4, and I also played Game 5. In the last episode, I played Game 4 and Game 5. We lost Game 4, but then won Game 5 and won the series 4-1 over the Vegas Golden Knights. And now we're in this episode, in this episode, based on the title most likely, and in this episode, you guys probably already know what's going to be in this episode based on the title. Because the title of this video should be Western Conference Finals. But regardless of if the title of this video is Western Conference Finals or not, the Western Conference Finals will be in this episode. I'll just be playing Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, no matter what, unless Vinny J gets injured in like the first period of Game 1. But yeah, I'm gonna show you the calendar really quick here. We beat the Jets in round 1, and then we beat the Golden Knights in round 2. We're the best team in the NHL. The Kraken are points wise. The Jets, who were the 8th seed in the Western Conference, we still won that series against the Jets, who were the 8th seed in the Western Conference, but won the series in 7 games. We almost lost this series. We had a 3-1 series lead, but choked that by losing games 5 and 6, but came back to win Game 7, 4-2. Then Vegas, we won Game 1, 5-1, won Game 2, 3-2 in overtime, won Game 3, 7-2, lost Game 4, 3-0, but then won Game 5, 6-3, and now we're gonna be playing the Minnesota Wild, now we're gonna be playing the Minnesota Wild or the Chicago Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals. And right now that series is 3-2 Minnesota, and then so that series right now is between the Blackhawks and the Wild, and right now it's 3-2 Wild over the Blackhawks, with the Wild being 1 win away from the Western Conference Finals. But first, I'm going to show you the playoff tree. I'm going to show you the playoff tree and all that good stuff. Obviously, we beat the Jets 4-3 and then beat the Golden Knights 4-1. So in the first round, you had Minnesota beating Nashville 4-2, Chicago beating Vancouver 4-2, Vegas beating Edmonton 4-2, Seattle beating Winnipeg 4-3. And over in the Eastern Conference, you had Pittsburgh beating Columbus 4-3. You had Pittsburgh beating Columbus 4-3. Philly beating Tampa 4-2. Buffalo beating Florida 4-3, and then you had Buffalo beating Florida 4-3, and then you had Boston beating Ottawa 4-1. So right now, out of the 4 series, we beat the Golden Knights 4-1. The Bruins beat the Sabres 4-1, and then like I said, it's 3-2 Minnesota over Chicago, and then it's 3-2 Philly over Pittsburgh. So yeah, we'll be playing the Wild or the Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals. The Seattle Kraken will. So the Kraken will be playing the Blackhawks or the Wild in the Western Conference Finals. And now let's into the Western Conference Finals and see if we're playing Chicago or Minnesota. But regardless of who we play, we will still have home ice advantage because, like I said, the Kraken were the best team in the NHL points-wise. And I believe this goes day by day, I believe. So we might know now, or we might know in like a minute or less who we're playing. So it's simulate another day. I actually don't look at the playoff tree now. I think I said, what, 2 days? Is the series over? No, it's not. Both series Philly and Pittsburgh are going to Game 7, and then Chicago and Minnesota are going to Game 7. So it will be it will be Boston versus, or it will be the Bruins versus the Flyers or Penguins, and then it will be the Kraken versus the Blackhawks or the Wild. As there's 6 teams left, and after those 2 Game 7s, there will be 4 teams left here in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. And let's simulate another day. And yeah, the current round of the playoffs is over. Would you like to continue simulating? No, but we'll find out in 3. We'll find out who are playing in the Western Conference Finals in 3, 2, 1. And it's the Chicago Blackhawks, as the Blackhawks, who were down 3-2 in that series, come back to win Game 6 and Game 7 against the Wild. As we're 8-4 in the playoffs, we're 8-4 in the playoffs. They're 8-5. Game 1 is on May 27th, 2022, which is technically tomorrow. But first I'm going to show you the playoff picture, because I want to actually find out who won Game 7, the other Game 7 between the Flyers and the Penguins. And the Flyers won Game 7. So you had the Wild, who were up 3-2. But then the Blackhawks won Games 6 and 7 of that series, and then you had the Flyers up 3-2. Penguins won Game 6, but then the Flyers won Game 7. So it's Seattle and Chicago, and then it's Seattle and Chicago, and then it's Boston and Philly. So it's the Seattle Kraken. The 4 teams left in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs are the Seattle Kraken, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Buffalo Bruins. Not the Buffalo Bruins. The 4 teams left in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs are the Seattle Kraken, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Boston Bruins, and the Philadelphia Flyers. So Seattle Kraken, Chicago Blackhawks, Boston Bruins, and the Philadelphia Flyers are the 4 teams left here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's the final 4 here in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, both of these series, all the series in the Stanley Cup playoffs are best of 7 series. There's only 3 series left. 3 series is left: Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, and the Stanley Cup Finals. Hopefully, we're in it. And I believe I'm pretty sure Boston is the best team in Eastern. I'm pretty sure Boston is the best team in the Eastern Conference. I'm pretty sure they're the best team points-wise in the Eastern Conference. I believe I just said the Boston Bruins are the best team in the Eastern Conference points-wise. But either way, let's play the Blackhawks, who I'm not sure what... I think were the Blackhawks like a wild card team? I'm not sure, but let's send up to the Game 1. No cutscene from the media or one of my teammates or the head coach. Games 1, 2, 5, and 7 are in Seattle, while Games 3, 4, and 6 are in Chicago. I want to see what seed the Chicago Blackhawks were. We're the 1 seed, and I believe Boston was the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, Chicago was over in the Central Division. Let's go to the Western Conference standings, though. Chicago was the 4 seed, so we're the 1 seed in the Western Conference. The Blackhawks were the 4 seed. And then if you go over to the Eastern Conference, Boston was the best team in the Eastern Conference with 100 points. And then the Flyers with 99. So you have the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. The top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference are in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's the 1-seeded Bruins against the 2-seeded Flyers, and then obviously it's the 1-seeded Kraken and it's the 4-seeded Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals. So these are 4 good teams here in the Conference Finals. Okay, with that aside, I've played 12 games. I've played all 12 games for the Kraken here in the playoffs. 7 goals, 14 assists, and 21 points for Vinny J. Let's get into Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, which will be the only game of this episode. The next episode of the series in this game will be the first elimination game for either team the next episode of the series in this game will be the first elimination game for either team here in the Western Conference Finals. Let's get into Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals right now. Kraken are in the Western Conference Finals. The Seattle Kraken are in the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history. And it's the Seattle Kraken are in the Western Conference Finals in their first year as an NHL franchise, and they're trying to be like the Vegas Golden Knights, who in the Golden Knights' first year as an NHL franchise, which was 2017-2018, the Golden Knights went all the way to the Stanley Cup final, but lost the Stanley Cup final to the Capitals 4-1. We're trying to do the same thing the Golden Knights. We're trying to do this. The Seattle Kraken are trying to do the same thing the Vegas Golden Knights did. But the only difference between the Golden Knights and the Kraken in their first year, I want the Kraken to win the Stanley Cup final, or I want the Kraken to win the Stanley Cup and not lose the Stanley Cup, obviously. Here we go. Home uniforms for us, away uniforms for the Blackhawks. Obviously, this team has Patrick Kane. They still have Alex DeBrincat. I know in real life he's on the Senators now, but in this team he's still on the Blackhawks. So this team has Patrick Kane, Alex DeBrincat, Seth Jones, and I believe they also have their captain, Jonathan Toews. And obviously we have Vinny J, Jordan Eberle, Yanni Gourde, Mark Giordano, our captain. He's a left defenseman, and then we have some other players. But yeah, solid traditional length 5 minutes, still pro, on ice, Turner adaptive. So yeah, let's get into Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals right now. Chicago at Seattle. And I'm not sure who has the better offense, defense, and goalie. Yeah, but Chicago was a 4 seed, we're the 1 seed. And Vegas was the 2 seed. And I just said Winnipeg was the 8 seed. Here we go. Conference Finals. Let's watch a presentation. James Cybulski, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Here we go. Blackhawks at Kraken here in Seattle. Game 1 of the Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Almost at Stanley Cup Finals. Here we go. As we're on your way here in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Right in front, save by Dreeder. On the first save, on the first shot of the game. Like a minute into that, here's a shot, and that is Lankinen. He's a Chicago goaltender, and he was standing up when I shot that, and he covered the puck up against his chest. Seth Jones has 7 points here in the playoffs, 1 goal and 6 assists. As we're just under 1 minute into Game 1. Here's a pass, it's Tatar. He didn't miss anything. Puck's still in the Blackhawks zone. About a minute and a half into Game 1. So here we go. And pass down low to me, and intercepted or stolen away by Jones. Puck doesn't go out of the zone, so I have to regroup here. Good bank pass by me, sort of. Here's Tatar. Up ahead, Vinny J will shoot and save, rebound, score! On the rebound, Yanni Gourde. And the Kraken strike first in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. As Gourde scores 2 minutes and 22 seconds into Game 1, and the Kraken strike first here in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. This is by Vinny J and Tomas Tatar, I believe that's his name. Up ahead, Giordano, saved by Lankinen. Here's DeBrincat, who in this game is still on the Blackhawks. Here's Jones. Here's Toews, the captain. Poached it the way. Here's Larson. And up ahead, Gordon. Down to Vinny J. Hopefully I don't get injured. Up ahead, Tatar will shoot it. I almost went in, but does not. Behind the net, Tatar's got rocked to Mars. And I'm kind of... I wanted to hit the DeBrincat, and I got minus 50 points for a late bat check. Here's a shot from a Chicago player. It's stopped and held by Dreeder. That guy, Suter, leads the Blackhawks in points here in the playoffs with 12 points, 5 goals and 7 assists. Here we go, 15:05 to go in the first, 1-0 in Seattle, 8:03 to go in the first now, still 1-0 in Seattle. And by the way, Jordan Eberle, I forgot to mention it, I believe got hurt. So Jordan Eberle is hurt, and he's not playing, so that Tomas Tatar, replaced, or took the spot of Jordan Eberle. So 2 players on my line are still Yanni Gourde, but instead of Jordan Eberle, it's Tatar. So it's Tatar and Gourde. Here we go, it's Tatar! And his shot was blocked. No, his shot from the slot by Gourde. Stopped by the goaltender. Or not stopped by the goaltender. The shot actually went wide. That's what I meant to say. Here we go. Here's Gord. Number 37 got rocked to the blue line. 5:40 to go in the period. Still 1-0 Seattle. Shot stopped by Driedger. Back the other way. Here's Tatar. Taking the spot of Eberle. Right in the slot. Vinny Jay just got rocked. But luckily for me, I didn't get injured. Under 5 to play. Good poke by Vinny Jay. Tapped in the zone though. And this team might have Vincent Trocheck, because that guy right there was named Trocheck. They might have Vincent Trocheck. Here's Jones at the point. Down to the slot. That's Kubalik. Saved by Driedger. 3:52 to go in the period. Still 1-0 Seattle here in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Top 10 in goals. I'm probably up there because I have 7. Here we go. I did get an assist on the goal, by the way, by Gord. And it's now 3-0 Seattle as we scored 2 goals in the final 5 minutes of the first period. As we scored 2 goals while I was off the ice there. As we scored 2 goals at Kraken did while I was off the ice, and the Kraken lead 3-0 after 20 minutes of play here in Game 1. Good start for the Kraken here in the first period of Game 1. As the shots in that period were 17-11 in favor of Seattle. Hits were 7-6 in favor of Seattle. Neither team had any penalties or power plays. Passing almost the same. Face-off 6-4 in favor of Chicago. Time of attack. We have about Kraken have about half a minute more time of attack than the Blackhawks do. As Yanni Gord scored a goal. I'm not sure who scored the other goals, but I did get an assist on the Yanni Gord goals. Now I have, 22 points, right? Here in the playoffs. 17 goals, or I believe I have 22 points here in the playoffs. 7 goals, 15 assists. But either way, let's get into the second period here in Game 1. 3-0 Seattle. And we got 3-0 Seattle as we start the second period here in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. With one of these teams, well, obviously will be winning the series, and both of these teams are 8 wins away from a Stanley Cup. Here we go. So Seattle, this is year number 1 in the NHL. For Chicago, it's not year number 1. It's like year, I don't know how many years they've been in the NHL, but it's been a lot more than 1, obviously. It's like 80, or I don't know if it's 80, but it's at least I would say at least 50. Here we go. Here we go. That's the other way. Gord! Save Lankinen to the corner to Forchek. And now Vinny Jay! And that was a spin around shot. Fired wide to Brendan Dada behind the net. Up ahead, Taves, which I believe is the captain of the Blackhawks. It's not Kane. I believe it's Taves. And here's Tatar, who's taking the spot of Eberle, who's injured. I'm not sure when he's going to come back, but Eberle is injured. I think he got injured in the last game, or definitely the last series. Shot stopped by Driedger after a big hit by a Chicago player. Out to Brinton. Save rebound. Good save, Driedger, and he covers the second one. 16-11 to go in the period. Top 10 in hits. I have 57 in the playoffs coming into the game. I'm first. I don't think I've had any hits in this game, so. But either way, I'm first for hits in the playoffs. We're on the power play for a full 2 minutes. It was a high-stick and minor by Chicago. Alright, so there's a 1:10 to go on the power play. 14:45 to go in the period. Here's Belmar. Seattle on the power play, trying to extend their lead here in Game 1. Up ahead, Vinny Jay, Gord, and I believe Tatar. Here we go, here's Gord! What a move! Score! Blocker son on Lankinen, and it's 4-0 Kraken. As we're starting to pull away here in Game 1. The second goal tonight and 10th of the playoffs. Blocker sign on Lankinen, which I assume he's still in the game. Throwing on, they might pull. Chicago might pull Lankinen, but either way, blocker sign on the goalie. It's now 4-0 Seattle. And it's now this is about don't take your foot off the pedal. We have a lead. Don't blow it. I'm paraphrasing, but the challenge is protect the lead. 4-0 Seattle as we're not even halfway through this game. Here we go. Yeah, we're only it's still 14:32 to go in the second, so we're not even halfway through this game. Here's Kane. Up ahead, Kubalik. Poached at the way by me. Gordon might have a break here. He does not as Jones wins the foot race to the puck. And now Kubalik again. Here's Kane. The poach. And now Alexian's got it. Now it's Tatar. Now someone has got crushed. Here's Gord. The toe drag move, but lost the puck. 12:30 to go in the period. 4-0 Seattle. Here's Trocheck, which might be Vincent Trocheck. Pass by Trocheck is intercepted by Vinny J in the slot. Here's Tatar. And he just got sandwiched. And that's only a penalty. Delayed penalty. Nothing in the slot. That was by a pass by Alexia to Vinny J, but it was intercepted by Chicago and touched by Chicago. But it's only a 2-minute minor for charging on Kubalit. And I'm on the second power play unit, so I'm off right now. So we have a chance to make it 5-0, as there's 1:24 to go on the power play. At least that's what it says. And there's actually 35 seconds to go on the power play, so that's a glitch. So half a minute to go on the power play. I just lost a putt. But we got it back, though. No, Tatar! A shot by Vinny J. Blocker assigned by the Chicago goalie. I'm not sure if it's still Langton or not. And here's Savard. Here's Jones. 10 seconds to go on the power play. That's probably it. It's dumped by Jones. 5 seconds. As we will not score on the power play. Up ahead to Vinny J, who eventually did it. Here's Tatar. Power play's over. Right to the slot! And I shot. Oh, the forecheck by Vinny J, but Chicago did it. 8:40 to go. 4-0 Seattle. Intercepted by Gord. The play by Gord, who just stayed himself right into the boards by the Chicago bench. Somehow he still has the putt through all that defended, and that puck almost went in on the shot by number 13, I believe, but stopped by Langton in top 10 in points. I mean, I think it said Gord, Vinny J, and Eberle, but obviously Eberle, I believe, said Gord, Vinny J, and Eberle, but Eberle obviously is injured. 3:09 to go in the second. It's still 4-0 Seattle. I do have 2 assists in this game. I assisted on Gord's first goal and second goal, which was the Kraken's first goal and the Kraken's 4th goal. So I do have 2 assists in this game, but no goals. But I'll still take the 2 assists. 3 minutes to go and counting in the second. 4-0 Seattle. Here's Chicago. Save Dreeder. I don't know what that was. We just lost or Dunn almost lost the puck. Still has it though. He won't pass it. I just called for it. And then he passes to me. Here we go. Back the other way. Below the goal line is Vinny J. Sent in the slot. And immediately in the bodies. Gord finds it and shoots it, but the shot is stopped the hell by Langton in. Top 10 in penalty minutes. Then it said I was first, but it didn't highlight my name, but I saw my name was first. It was highlighted in Chicago players. But I think I'm first in penalty minutes here in the postseason, I'm first in penalty minutes here in the playoffs, which is not a good thing. But also I'm second in points, I think I'm in second in points. Here's a shot, Dreeder made the save, and I called for the pass just to keep it moving. I don't know what that was. Gord ends up getting it off the boards. 10 seconds, and is there a penalty? Oh no, it's an injury, no! As the whistle blows because Seattle got possession of the puck, but Yanni Gord is injured as he got nailed by number 20 for the Blackhawks, or by number 20 for the Blackhawks. And as he goes out to the locker room, he is with the help of the trainer. So that's not a good thing because now I lost my other line mate, and the guy coming in for Gord, I don't know who came in for Gord. I think number 45 came in for Gord. Here's a shot, stopped by Dreeder. Chicago looking for a buzzer beater, and they will not get it. It's dumped down by Seattle. End of the second period here in Game 1. It's now 4-0 Kraken. It's not 3-0. I don't know if it's 3-0. It's actually 4-0. Right? Yeah, it's 4-0 Seattle. Shots 25-19 in favor of Seattle. Hits 12-12. Time of attack. We have about, like it said, we still have about half a minute more time of attack than Chicago. There's the hit, that injured Yanni Gord right there on the screen. Passing almost even. They're a little bit better. We're 1 for 2 in the power play. Chicago hasn't had a power play. And the face-off to 15 sits in favor of Chicago. And I believe number 45 replaced Yanni Gord, which I'm not sure who number 45 is. I'm not 100% sure who number 45 is. Number 45 might be Blackwell. I'm not sure what his first name is, but his last name is Blackwell. And I believe that's number 45. It took the place of Gord. But either way, let's get into the third period here in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. 4-0 Seattle. Here we go. Third period, Game 1, Western Conference Finals, 4-0 Kraken. Ray Farrell just said that player that was injured earlier, which in this case was Yanni Gord, will not return, so we're 1 skater short, and Gord will be out for the rest of this game, and probably will be out for additional games as well. Here we go. Here's Vinny J. Hopefully I don't get injured. But if I do, the only game I miss is the game I get injured in. I don't miss any additional games. But Yanni Gordon might miss some additional games. Here we go. Here's a pass. Shot. Dreeder made the save. 18-17 to go in the third. Here we go. See if I can get on the... See if I can... I have 2 assists, but let's see if I can get a goal. Here we go. Here's a shot! Save, rebound! What a save, Dreeder! With the pad! Now a shot save! We're starting to get bulldozed. You didn't miss anything. The puck is still in our zone. 17:32 to go in the third. It's still 4-0 in Seattle, but the puck is still in our zone. Below the goal line now. Right out in front! A backhander save, Dreeder! And I thought I had the puck, but I didn't. Another shot stopped. We're hemmed in our own zone, but finally we did the puck, and we did it out into our offensive zone. I just got clubbed, and I'm not injured, thankfully. We still have the puck. Here's Tatar, right to me. I just got clubbed again, and I'm slow to get up. My energy bar is red. I got minus 50 points for a late bat check. I got it to the bench before I get injured, because that's how I get injured. If I did a big hit with little to no energy, I had my energy bar is red, so thankfully I did not get injured there. Still 4-0 in Seattle, 15 minutes ago. It's now 4-1 Seattle, 6:53 to go in the third. 4-1 Seattle now, as Chicago's on the board, but there's only 6:53 to go, and we're on the power play again for 1 minute and 19 seconds. We're 1 for 2 with 2 shots on the power play. Here we go, on the power play, up 3, 6:45 to go, and 1:10 to go on our power play. There's a hit by Vinny J, saved by Dreeder on the shot. Here's Donskoy. I hit another die. Here's number 43 now. Come on, it's not... they did pass to me eventually, and I don't know what that was. Jones just stole a putt from me. Up ahead, Bozak, I believe. Here's Belmar, and a shot is deflected and saved by Dreeder. I called for the putt, which was a bad decision. And here's a shot, just missed. The post. Now a shot when the slot stopped. And now this guy just got clumped. Clubbed, I meant. Here's number 43, 20 seconds to go on the power play. Up ahead, numbers, back to 43, hit a skate. And now Tatar scores! Blocker side on the Chicago goal, or blocker side on the Chicago goaltender. His 3rd goal of the playoffs, Tomas Tatar with a power play goal. And it's 5-1 Seattle, and that was blocker side on Lankinen. I said blocker side on the goaltender. I'm not sure if they took Lankinen out or not. But blocker side on Lankinen, 5:46 to go in the third. And we're up 5-1. And that is your dagger right there. We're up by 4 with 5 minutes to go. Here's Vinny J. That was his 3rd assist of the game. I'm just going to shoot it. That almost went in. Trying to go 5-hole, but stopped by Langton, and he passes it out. 4:30 to go. We're up 5-1 here in Game 1 of the Western Conference. Oh, slapper! I almost blocked it, but it was stopped by Dreeder. And now poked out. And now a shot from Tough Angel is stopped by Dreeder behind the net. Multiple players went down, and poked by Vinny J out in front. And then Dreeder checked the puck away. 3 minutes. Here's number 45. The Vinny J shot saved by Langton. Multiple players are going down here. And I just passed it right to Patrick Kane. 2 minutes to go now. We're still up by 4. I just went by a guy's shot, just missed the post. Here's Blackwell, who is number 45. Here we go. 1:30 to go. And hit a stick. I got it back. What a save by Langton. And now Blackwell's got it. Now I got it. That right side was open, but the shot went right into the glove of Langton. 54 seconds to go, and I'm probably off the ice. My energy was getting low. I still have 3 assists though, no goals, but I'll still take 3 assists. And that is the game. Kraken win Game 1, 5-1. Kraken win Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, 5-1 over the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Kraken take a 1-0 series lead in this the Kraken take a 1-0 series lead here in this best-of-7 Western Conference Finals. As I assisted on Yanni Gordon's 1st goal and 2nd goal, and then I assisted on Tomas Tatar's goal. There's Vinny J almost getting injured. And there is, I believe that was a Tatar goal. The final score is 5. For some reason it's showing the second intermission score, which was 4-0. The final score is 5-1. A great way to protect the lead is playing a great way to protect the lead is playing in their end. Nice going, Vinny. Like you said, Coach, we have to play smart. We did play smart. We did give up a goal, but it was when I was off the ice, and we still won the game 5-1. So Dreeder did a shutout, but a playoff shutout, but he still gets the Dreeder did a playoff shutout, but he still gets the win, and the Kraken hit the win as well. I had 3 assists, I believe it said, and 2 hits. I'm the 3rd star of the game. Second star might be Dreeder. No, second star is Yanni Dord, who had 2 assists before he got injured. And then the first star, maybe Tatar or Dreeder, or I'm not sure. Might be Dreeder. And it is Dreeder, who had a 38 saves, 974 save percentage, and a 1 goals against average. Only gave up 1 goal on 39 shots. So 38 saves on 39 shots. Chicago ended up outshooting us 39-35. At the end, they must have had a lot of shots. The hits are 20-18 in favor of Chicago. So Chicago had 4 more shots than us, but we had 4 more goals than Chicago. Chicago never had a power play, and then the Kraken went 2 for 3 on their power play. On their power plays, and it looks like the only goal scored by Chicago was a shorthanded goal. You look right there at last row where it says number 1 and then 0. That's shorthanded goals. So the only goal scored by Chicago was shorthanded. I'm not sure who scored it, but either way, the only Chicago goal was scored shorthanded, and it was scored by Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. As you can see, that's him right there, and then it says he scored the only goal for Chicago, which was shorthanded in the 3rd period. Shots in the 3rd period were 20-10 in favor of Chicago. It was 17-11 in favor of Seattle in the first. The shots were 8-8 in the second, and then 20-10 in favor of Chicago in the 3rd. And the final shots were 39-35 in favor of Chicago. But either way, Chicago had more shots than us, but we had more goals than Chicago. So still take the dub as a Kraken lead this best-of-7 Western Conference Finals, 1-0. And the next episode of the series in this game will be the first elimination game for either team in the Western Conference Finals. But I'm not sure when the next episode of the series will be in real life. Hopefully it's sooner than later. But I have to have school. Basketball starts in like a week or 2, and then I'm going hunting in Iowa, pheasant hunting in Iowa, and we're leaving October 22nd, and we're not coming back until October 27th. So there's that as well, along with school and then basketball and a couple. And there's school, that hunting trip from October 22nd to October 27th, or we're leaving October 22nd, and then coming back October 27th. There's that, school, and then basketball in a couple of weeks. So yeah, there's hunting, pheasant hunting, school, and then basketball in a couple of weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you'll find out what and when the next video on this channel will be when I post it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay guys, time for closing the board. If it's episode, closing the board. If it's episode, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm gonna see you in episode number 15 of this Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. See you in episode number 15. And eat on a bacon and go Kraken.